Namaste dear teachers and my dear students. I am Srinivasa Prasad, teacher in Social Science and English. I welcome you all to the Samveda classes. In this 9th standard, you have already studied few classes in Samveda. Today, I am going to teach you the first lesson in business studies. Let us learn the first lesson in business studies, management of business. What is management of business? What are the characteristics of management of business? What are the advantages we have in managing the business? What is the importance of time factor in managing the business? Everything let us discuss in this chapter. So, the first lesson, the management of business. First of all, I ask you some questions. What is business? What have you understood by the word business? ಏನು ವ್ಯವಹಾರ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? Dear students, you are observing a picture there. So, what is actually business here? What have you understood by the word business? Shall we discuss? Dear students, business means a person's regular occupation, profession or trade. Either an occupation or a profession or a trade is called business. Okay? So, this business has to be managed properly. Now, I am showing you one more picture. Who is he? How does he manage his business? Shall we see? Dear students, you are seeing the picture of Ratan Tata. How does he manage the business? Very curious, no, dear students? But everyone can become a successful businessman. We consider Ratan Tata ji as one of the successful businessmen in India. But how does he manage his business? It is because of discipline, punctuality, it is because of honesty and also promptness in his business. Because of all this, he is managing his business from decades successfully. One more person I show you. Who is he? Yes, he is none other than the founder of Infosys company, a software company. How does he manage his business? How did he take his company in the path of success? That is very curious, no? To understand all these, dear students, you need to know what is business management or how one can manage business. Dear students, success in the business is not everyone's cup of tea, but it can become everyone's cup of tea only if he goes with teamwork, only if he has some goal in his mind, and only he has the plan, proper plan and ability to implement the plan. He must have innovative ideas. In addition to innovative ideas, who are his competitors he must know. And whenever the opportunities are available, he must tap, you make use of the opportunity for the business, the welfare of business, and he must always think of customer satisfaction. If he does all this and move along with the teamwork, definitely he will emerge as a successful entrepreneur. This lesson tells you the importance of management of business and the characteristics of management of business. Dear students, in this chapter you are going to study meaning of the management, principle of management, functional areas of management, importance of decision making and its process. All these concepts you learn one by one. Now, the importance of management. Dear students, now let us discuss the importance of management. What is the importance of management? Whether the business is big or small, whether it is profit oriented or non-profit oriented, whether the business is manufacturing or service oriented, whatever the business type may be, management is very, very important. Many business have gone out of their hands because of lack of management, because of lack of skills of management. If you know the skills of management, definitely every one of you can emerge as a successful businessman later. So, shall we continue, dear students? Yes, generally the term management is used to refer to the principles of managing the activities of entrepreneurs or enterprise. Dear students, the activities of enterprise to be managed properly, for that certain principles to be followed, that is what the management of business. According to J.L. Haynes, management is an art of getting things done through other people. Dear students, management is an art according to J.L. Haynes. So, when it is art, you will have to practice it, you will have to know it, you will have to imbibe those skills. You engage other people to do your work. Okay? So, you design, you assign and you supervise. First of all, you have a goal and you design the plan to meet the goal, then you assign the work to the workers and you get the work done through workers. This is called an art of managing the activities. It is called an art of getting things done through other people, and this is what J.L. Haynes says about management of business. According to George R. Terry, one more economist, he says management is a distinct process. Management is a distinct process consisting of planning, organizing, actuating, controlling performance. For what purpose? To determine and accomplish the objectives by the use of people and resources. By using human resource and by using natural resources, we need to reach our goal, we need to reach our aim. For that, planning is required, organizing is required, implementation and controlling the performance, all are very much required. That is what the opinion of George R. Terry. Now, the management is the process of getting predetermined, already decided, predetermined things done through the efforts of others. Management is the sum of the total of principles, functions, namely planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating and controlling. All these are the principles involved in management. The same principles I am showing you here. Dear students, the fundamental principles of management is planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating, controlling. If you know the skills of managing all this, definitely you can emerge as a successful entrepreneur. Let us see the principles of management. For smooth and efficient successful management of business concern, certain principles are necessary. Henry Fayol has beautifully explained the principles of management. He has put forward about 14 points. Out of 14 points, I am explaining some of the important points of him. First of all, division of work, dear students. Division of work is very, very important, one of the chief features of business management, and it has to be done according to the skill of a person, skill of a worker. Work has to be divided among the employees on the basis of his experience and his ability and his taste. Okay. The division of work leads to specialization and efficiency. It minimizes the wastage and maximizes the production with profit. Authority and responsibility, the second principle of management. Authority and responsibility are the combination of official authority and personal responsibility. Both authority and responsibility are compounded with intelligence, experience, past experience and moral worth. In addition to that, discipline. Discipline is fundamental. In an ordinary day-to-day life also, discipline is very much required. If you want to come up in life, if you want to achieve some success, if you want to see some growth in life, you need to have discipline. Discipline is the fundamental characteristic feature of the life. Likewise, even in the business management also, discipline is very much required. This discipline refers to constructive discipline among the officials and subordinates. It guarantees the fulfillment of the objectives set by the management. there should be unity of command. This is the principle that an employee should receive orders from one superior only, whether right or wrong, but one should direct, one should say, one should command. Unity of command, it should be always with one person, too many people should not command. Unity of direction, that means one head with one plan. So, in order to reach the goal, the proper direction should be made. That is what one of the important features of business management according to Henry Fayol. That means personal opinion should not become a matter here. So, in this principle, what do we learn? The management should minimize the individual differences and should not allow differences to block the fulfillment of general goals of the organization. That is what we learn here. Remuneration of personnel, personnel means staff, remuneration here salary. So, salary given to the workers must help them to lead a good life. It should help them to lead, or it should help them to meet the basic requirements of life. Only then the workers work with involvement, with love and affection, and they can give their best only when they are satisfied with remuneration. Centralization, this principle refers to the extent to which authority is concentrated so that it gives overall yield. So, the centralization, the command must come from one person and it should be focused. Scalar chain, what is the scalar chain? Every enterprise should have graded authority or superior. Every enterprise should have graded authority or superior subordinate relationship. There should be a very proper relationship between the authority and subordinate. There should not be any bossism, there should not be any commanding nature in this. Equity, it means that there must be fair dealing, accommodation or cooperative attitude among the common employees and managers, that is called equity. Stability of security of personnel, that means job security. If the workers have job security, then you can expect the best in them. So, they involve in the work and the best output can be expected. Initiative is one of the key satisfactions. The management should have the capacity to think out the original plans and execute them with full discretion. So, they should have complete power and they have the complete power, and keeping that in mind, they must take initiatives. Esprit de corps, what is this? Esprit de corps means unity is strength. Every worker in the firm must have the feeling that unity is the strength. They should feel that we belong to one family, so that they should feel that we belong to one family and working for the common goal. Then only that unity is strength is felt. Dear students, now let us go to functional areas of management. To get work done through others, the management has to undertake a number of activities in a systematic manner. These systematic activities called managerial functions. These managerial functions are planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating and controlling. That is what very important, dear students. These are managerial functions. First of all, planning. Planning involves the future course of operation for a given period. So, in the business management, planning is very important. Without planning, things go out of hand, things become very haphazard. The process of planning includes determination of organizational objective and formulation of plans. So, they are determined, they are focused and the plans are made meticulously, policies and strategies are devised, programs and procedures, schedules, everything are planned. This is nothing but planning. Without planning, it is like a steeringless ship or captainless ship. Therefore, I tell you dear students, planning is fundamental. Organizing, dear students, there are many factors of production: land, laborer, machinery, capital, natural resources or raw materials. All these must be organized properly. So, proper organization of factors of production is the fundamental thing in the management of business. So, the main purpose here, putting the material resources and manpower together into working order to achieve the objectives or to move towards reaching the goal is nothing but the aim of the purpose of organizing. Staffing is also very much required. The best selection of the staff, training them, in service training is very much required. That is what dear students, placement, training, growth, development of all members is very important. Recruitment of the staff must be done meticulously, carefully. Directing, it includes instructing, guiding, supervising and leading the people of an organization towards accomplishment of the organizational goals. Coordination, it is the harmonious blending of the activities of the different departments of the achievement. Now, let us know about coordination. It is the harmonious blending of the activities of the different departments for the effective achievement of the desired goal. Desired goal is one. For the desired goal, you need to coordinate. For example, you are running one textile industry. In textile industry, there are cotton processing unit, there is a weave threading division and marketing division, packing division, advertisement division, sales, everything. So, different divisions are there. You need to coordinate all these different divisions, then only you can reach the goal successfully. So, coordination is very much required to reach the goal. Controlling, it covers almost all the management activities, controlling with supervision. Every segment of the productional activity must be controlled, must be supervised. So, constant checking, and we should keep an eye on every area of the production, then only you can become a successful entrepreneur, you can manage the business very well. The main objective of controlling is to create an atmosphere of order and discipline, to ensure confirmation of actual performance with the predetermined plans, and also to achieve the increase of the overall efficiency of the organization. All these are the objectives. Objectives of controlling are 3 in number. Dear students, first of all, to create an atmosphere of order and discipline in the firm. Secondly, to ensure confirmation of actual performance with the predetermined plans. Another thing is to achieve the increase of the overall efficiency must be increased. All these are the objectives of controlling. Dear students, now let us see about decision making. Decision making plays a vital role both in life as well as in the business management. Decision making is very important. Every segment requires decision, proper decision. Even single wrong decision will lead you to the loss. Decision making is a mental process resulting in the careful selection of a course of action among several activities. For example, you are producing ice cream, you have a factory, you need to supply goods on certain date to the market. Now you have 5 lakh rupee investment with you, now you have 5 lakh capital with you. What sort of raw material that you need to buy? How many staff you need to recruit? What sort of training should be given to the staff? What is the machinery that you need to employ? How best you can produce, or what quantity of ice cream that you should produce within the set date. How do you transport it? How do you market it? How do you advertise it? Everything requires decision. A proper decision helps you to become a successful entrepreneur, and you will manage your business very efficiently. Decision making is very important among number of choices. Even if it is a small matter, yes, you will have to take a decision. For example, method of transportation. You have the produced goods in the godown. How best you transport it to the market? What is the distance between the godown and the market? Whether you transport it by a truck or by an auto rickshaw or by tempo traveler. So how do you transport the goods? Everything matters a lot. There are two types of decision making. One is individual decision, other one is group decision. Individual decision can be made if you are running a sole company, individual owner, and you are the only boss, right? So then you can take individual decision. But if you are running a company with group members, board of directors, and with other associated partners, then you will have to listen to the opinions of others. Let us see the individual decisions. In small business organizations like sole trading concerns, it is the individual who takes the decision, and he is held responsible for the success and loss, and he takes the decision always. These decisions are based on the capacity of an individual, and this is called individual decisions. Likewise, decision making by a group. Suppose you are running a company with group of directors, board of directors, partners are there, then you will have to listen to their opinion too, and this is called group decision. Let us see important elements while making decision. Dear students, the important points or elements while making decision are establishing goal, defining task, searching for alternatives, developing plans, rational thinking and reasoning, situation and evaluation. All these are the elements of decision making. First of all, you need to have a goal. Without a goal, it is like aimless thing. You will have to have a goal. You need to have you will have to establish a goal, and that goal should have a and you should always focus that goal. You should always aim at that goal, and you need to define the task. Who has to do what, at what time, what has to be done, everything to be defined. And always you should have alternatives. For every worker, for every work, you will have an alternative things. And also keep planning the and keep developing the plans. So that is also one of the important elements of decision making. Plus rational thinking is required, right? Emotional or traditional type of thinking doesn't help you to manage your business. Rational thinking and reasoning is very much required for a successful entrepreneur, for a successful businessman. So decision making is equally important with that of selection of staff members and recruitment, training and careful selection of raw materials. So everywhere decision is important. Decision making solves many problems, right? It solves many problems in business organization. While an appropriate decision can bring profit to the organization, and a wrong decision can result in the loss. So what are the points to be kept while making the decision? Time factor, experience, wise decision, firmness, boldness and clarity in decision. All these are very much required. So time factor is also very important. At what time, what decision that you take, that matters a lot. It also involves experience, right, and wise decision, and firmness, boldness and clarity in the decision. All are important in taking the decisions. Then you need to solve the problem, solving a problem, right? In business management, number of problems come up. So these problems must be solved. problem solving is directly linked with the decision, right? The following factors are to be kept in mind while taking decisions. Let us see which are those. First of all, analyzing the problem. When a problem comes before you, you need to see what sort of problem. Is this problem temporary or permanent? Is this problem can be solved today or it can be prolonged or it can be solved later. So, you need to think of. Then to solve the problem, you need to plan a course of action. Then maintain courage and patience, have some patience. Some problems over a period of time automatically get solved on their own. So, you will have to have patience. Foresightedness, a good business manager will have a foresightedness, right? What happens in future if I take decision, how it would affect on the production, how it would affect on the sales or marketing, like that you will have to think. So, problem solving, while problem solving you will have to keep all these points in mind, and you will have to have quick thinking ability and wise decision making. So, you will have to make a wise decision, and quick thinking abilities are also required. Dear students, so far we have discussed many number of points related to business management. Now, it is a time for recapitulation. In this chapter, you have learnt meaning of the management, principles of management, functional areas of management, and importance of decision making and its process. All these you have learned, dear students. You have learnt what is the importance of decision making, right? What is the importance of Henry Fayol's objectives or characteristics of business management. Everything is really helpful. Dear students, hope you have very well understood this. Now, I give you an activity. It is very simple and easy activity. It is mentioned in your textbook. You can meet a sole trader of your area and request him to give all the details, particulars regarding how he takes decision, how he manages his business, what are the challenges that he is facing presently. Everything you make a neat report and submit to your teacher. That is an activity on this lesson, dear students. So, you meet a sole trader and know how he takes decision and what all the challenges that he faces. And now you have some of the important questions. What is management? All these questions are given in your textbook. What is management? What do you mean by decision making? What is individual decision and what is collective decision? What is the principle of authority and responsibility in the principles of management? In addition to that, what are the principles of management suggested by Henry Fayol? Dear students, all these questions you must answer. Take the support of textbook, then watch this Samveda class. Definitely it will help you to solve all the question answers. Dear students, all these question answers are there in your textbook. Solve them. Dear students, I hope you have very well understood this lesson. I wish you all the best. Thank you.